The fairest Cape of them all welcomed thousands of riders to the 45th annual Cape Town Cycle Toue presented by Pick n Pay, a day in which the streets of the mother city are taken over by the bicycle, a legacy that initiated by Bill Mallory and John Stegman discussed over a £1 breakfast in 1977 to make the roads of the city safer. And Cape Town was buzzing after the Formula E Prix a week earlier, and everything was set for a fantastic day out.
There's a close relationship between events and safety and security because most of what you do with events is logistics. Whether it's Formula E or this or any of our other premier events, because you are one of our key signature premier events. We're very proud of you. You and the other key events add about 3.5–4 billion rand to our economy every year. So this is very important. 35,000 jobs that depend on it. So we pull out all the stops for you. We make sure that the route is lined, it's safe, that the cyclists can come here without interference, and that everybody will have an enjoyable day and take home only positive memories from our city.
On a truly stunning morning, clear, still skies hinted at a day to remember for amateurs and pros alike. The 200-strong racing elite batch left the start in the shadow of Cape Town Castle on their 109-kilometre journey around the peninsula. Among the former winners in the field were Nolan Hoffman, bidding for a fifth victory, 2016 champion Clint Hendricks, and of course the defending champion Mark Pritson, now riding for Easy Post Development Team, but he had the formidable Honeycomb team in his corner for this race. This is the race every South African pro wants to win, so there was no shortage of early action. Tiens van der Bank and David Maria kept the tempo high up Edinburgh Drive. Young Eric Koss of Tufo BMC then had a dart up the road. The 20-year-old had a week earlier returned from mixing it with some World Tour pros at the Tour of Rwanda, where he was a part of the South African team. His brave early attack up the blue route failed to gain support from any other riders, much to his frustration, and Cross eventually rolled back into the peloton as they closed in on the False Bay coastline. A light southwesterly breeze was the welcome they received as they snaked along one of the most scenic pieces of tarmac in the world. This is what brings thousands back to the Cape Town Cycle Toue every year. Muizenberg, Corfe Bay, St James and Fishhook, as well as Simonstown, just waking up as the massive bunch hummed through the quiet streets. Cross's teammate Chris Jooster was clearly feeling good and managed to gather 5 keen companions to put in a potentially strong-looking attack. Starting at Fishhook for the 6th year, the elite racing women's batch were a little further up the road in their 79-kilometre race, and Helen Mitchell was the first to put her nose into the wind. Ashley Moman-Pasio was making her first Cycle Tour appearance since 2013. She'd won the race in 2012. Ashley would do a second full lap later in the day alongside 30 young women from Culture Cycles in an initiative to power women from Khayelitsha. The women's only start had been a great success, allowing the best in the business a chance to race without interference from the age group men's batches. Nicola Walker of Reach for Rainbows put in a surge through Simonstown and strung the bunch out. Triathlete Emma Pannett-Brown was on her wheel, as was Catherine Collane, the 26-year-old from Paarl. Catherine will be racing a number of the big gravel series events in the United States later in the year. Collane just reminding Moman-Pasio of what was to come. After all, it was 10 years since the South African cycling legend was last year. After the climb up Smithsville had reduced the lead group, Walker again put in a strong surge. But to no avail, and they headed through Sun Valley all intact. The drag into the day's big climb, Chapman's Peak, gave Moman-Pasio a chance to string out the bunch. Multiple South African champions' climbing prowess had many riders behind on the limit as they battled to hold the wheels of the group. Under the overhang, a select group of the strongest riders led the race. Moman-Pasio, Hayley Breen, LeCourt, Candice Lill, Willate and Pannett-Brown were all there. The descent had done its job, bringing the best to the front. And the half-dozen women on the front flew down the descent towards Hart Bay. With Sekobosi to come, the winner was likely to emerge from this group. And she did. Kim LeCourt managed to time her sprint to perfection, the Mauritian powering to her 4th victory on Helen Suzman Boulevard.
Yeah, great. I think every time I perform at this race, I don't know what to say. It's just, I think a lot of people would like to be in my position. I'm really, really happy. Coming into this race, I always have so much nerves. So yeah, a lot of work has been put into my form. So yeah, I'm really glad my legs felt really good today, and it went well. The sprint was a bit tensed, but I'm glad I could finish it off for the team.
A superb sprint by Lecourt to pip Cape Epic partner Vera Lawson into second, Moulman Passer took third, and Preen in fourth. In the men's race, a group of 5 had escaped near the top of Smithsville.
Yeah, when Nicholas James, when he dropped, I was like, okay, it's 4 places now, and the break was, at that stage, it was 1 minute 40, and it was, I started like going through the motions, and the gap was big, and it's not coming back, and we're gonna finish now, and that's when the realization started to settle in, and I had a grin on my face for the last 10 Ks, so that was quite an electrifying feeling.
The quintet worked well to maintain their advantage over the chasers. The only Cape Townian in the group, 23-year-old Loubser, did a mountain of work on the front and shared his knowledge of the winds. As the most experienced of them all, 27-year-old Jooste tried to get the best out of his companions. This was a golden opportunity for all 5 riders, none of whom had podiumed at the race before. The massive chase group was on the charge as they surged up chappies to try and bring the 5 breakaway men back.
For us, it's for me, a little Karoo boy from the middle of the Karoo. This is still the pinnacle of my sport in South Africa. I love this race. I won every age category since under 12. Now I won it as a senior. So yeah, I love this. My family's here. They all watching or here. So it's brilliant for me.
James dropped off, leaving 4 in the mix, and it was Jooste of Tufo BMC who managed to take the win. After Loubser and then Turlo had gone a little too early in the sprint, Jooste saw his chance and jumped away. He took a sensational win. In the green, he got up to take second ahead of Turlo and Loubser. A rare day for the breakaway at the Cape Town Cycle Toue. Kurt Haynes took 5th place, and all 5 on the podium absolutely delighted to celebrate their best results at the biggest race of them all.
I'm going to just take it very slowly, maybe have 1 or 2 coffee stops along the way, and just enjoy this magnificent city. And I hope that everyone does, every racer does that. Somehow, it's Alan Windy's fault, by the way. He's dragooned me into riding today, so let's see how it goes.
It really was a perfect day to ride a bike around the Cape Peninsula. The vibe was electric on and off the bike. And cycling fanatic that he is, Western Cape Premier Alan Windy was out there once again as well.
Here we are, the first time I stop in Cork Bay. Alan Windy's having a cup of coffee.
These guys serve great coffee. We're in Cork Bay. What a beautiful place. Look how stunning the weather is. It's an amazing day.
And when the coffee's good, we know Alan Windy's going to be stopping in the side. So we'll see you, 2 Ks down the line?
I'll see you at the hub in Scarborough in a while for breakfast.
We'll see you for breakfast. Thanks so much.
Really, cheers.
Whether they were chasing a personal best time or racing a friend or just enjoying a chill ride, it was a day to truly celebrate the wonderful beauty of the Cape and, of course, the wonders of the bicycle. The roadside support was amazing, as were the Peninsula Beverage water points.
So far it's been going okay, to be honest. I must say that the massages do help. Last time I came here, I only did a massage after about 80 Ks, and I really felt that.
How would you say last year compared to this year? Your fitness, your training, what you've been eating, your bike, all sorts of things. How you prepared this year compared to last year?
So I actually didn't prepare last year, and I didn't prepare again this year. So I'm just winging it, eh?
But you'll be back next year?
Absolutely, absolutely. I know, I love it.
And are you going to prepare next year?
I think so, yeah, maybe.
You're just here for the massages, aren't you?
I just like the massages and the Coke, eh? Who can say no to that?
It was a day for smiles and laughter, a chance to explore Cape Town on a bike with 25,000 like-minded people. And there were thousands of international riders enjoying it too.
Loving the views. Just absolutely crazy coming down from this last hill, which was an absolute killer. And then just breezing it in, but started cramping up a little bit. So I thought I might as well get a free massage before the end. You know how it is.
The finish was around the corner. A cruise through Sea Point. And soon they were being welcomed home. More smiles and celebrations after a highly memorable 45th edition of the Cape Town Cycle Tour presented by Pick n Pay.